Hey, how's it going, everyone? So what am I working on now? Well, I got a 2018 Ford Transit 350 series. It's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost. It's a twin turbo. Customer's complaint is the check engine light came on and started flashing. And they hear like a knocking type sound, and also the AC stopped working. Well, AC stopped working because what happens... Mustache failure. What happens is the computer sees that it's got a misfire, so it wants to strain the motor as little as possible. So it's very possible that it's shutting the AC down, because right now I just started it up, the AC is actually working. So let's go in. I can feel a misfire, and now the check engine light just started flashing. Anytime you see a check engine light flashing, what does that actually mean? That means that you have an issue that can damage the catalytic converters. That's the reason for the flashing light. It's basically to get your attention, like, hey, this thing needs to be addressed ASAP. So I got the scanner hooked up. Let's go in and let's see what the actual codes are. All right, so 2018 Transit 3.5 EcoBoost. Let it do its thing. Alright, let's do a health report. This way I can send it to myself. And what it's doing is it's checking every module in the vehicle that's on the CAN bus line, or the CAN system. Got heater control, sensor errors, P0300, which is a random misfire, 302, 304, 303. Wow, 316, 420, 430, 741. This thing's got a ton of codes in it. Alright, well, let's do this. I like to screenshot this for myself personally. How do I do that through here? Hold on a second. Okay, I just did it. So now I can do a report. I'm going to do the AC is not working any longer. Let's do a share. So I can send it to myself. So that's already accomplished. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to clear the codes. Actually, the AC started working again. Maybe it's low on charge, who knows? Maybe, depending on how the computer is seeing things, it's shutting it down. Let's do this. Let's turn the key off. Let's turn the key on. We're going to clear codes. So this clears all the codes out. So now I should have no codes, which is fine. But it's definitely got a misfire I can feel. I don't know if you hear that every once in a while. Well, it's definitely got an exhaust leak. Hear it? Let's go to engine. System selection. All right, come on, baby. Okay, maybe that's not what I wanted. That was a misfire test, misfire monitor. Is that the one I want? See, the check engine light started flashing again, so it's got an active misfire. I mean, I can feel it. I can feel it's got an active missile there. I don't know what the heck that's going to tell me. Whoops. Okay, didn't really tell me much of anything. So maybe it's not in this area. Power balance, maybe that's what I'm looking for. Is that it? Let's see. Alright, so right there you can see cylinder 4 ain't doing nothing. Yeah, you got cylinder 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Cylinder 4 is completely dead. See, that's an interesting graph. I like how this scanner does that. My Snap-on doesn't even do this. So this is actually pretty darn nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to shut this down and we're going to go underneath the hood. I got to figure out which cylinder's which first, because Ford does some weird things. Usually the way they do it is the leading bank, which usually is the right side. Basically, that's the side where the piston is forwardmost in the block. That's cylinder 1 on any vehicle. But what Ford usually does is usually it's the passenger side on this motor, and it's 1, 2, 3 on the passenger side, 4, 5, 6 on the driver's side. So, but what I want to do is I want to verify, because I have seen it to where it's opposite of what I think it's supposed to be. So I just want to verify. Always better to verify than, you know, go chasing your tail and find out you're making a mistake later on down the line. So let me go do that, and then we're going to open up this hood and we're going to see if we can't figure something out. And in case you guys are wondering, 307,190 miles. It's quite a bit of mileage. So underneath the hood here, what I come to find out is it is 1, 2, 3 on the passenger side, 4, 5, 6 on the driver's side. However, let me just show you something. Remember I showed you on that other Transit how the coil bolt broke down in there? So there I see silicone holding that coil in place. On this side I see silicone holding that coil in place. Like it's actually going to hold, but I mean it did, I guess, hold enough. So what we're going to do is we are going to swap coils out. Maybe I'll just do those two. I don't have my tripod with me, so take this off. I guess it did hold enough, because it must be a broken bolt in there, and it's grabbing the broken bolt. And the motor is hot. I gotta get a screwdriver or something underneath there. Let me grab some tools. All right. Now I unhooked the connector before there. So yeah, there's a piece of a stud sticking up there. So let me pull the plug out. I want to see what it actually looks like. You can't tell, I'm working outside right now. It's not brutally hot yet, so. The motor's hot. It's not brutally hot outside. Plugs don't look terrible. Looks like it's got a little bit of oil on it. But at 300,000 miles, what do you expect? They're Ford plugs. Who knows how old they are? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap, I think, plugs 1 and 4 and coils 3 and 4. And this way I could see where the misfire winds up, and that'll tell me what's going on. I did notice too, there's no coolant in this overflow bottle or expansion tank. There's nothing in it. So, all right, let's do that. So let's figure out the misfire before we figure out anything else first. Here's the plug out of 1. Doesn't look any better or worse than that one, although, like I said, that one looks like it has a little bit of oil on it possibly. So we're just going to swap 1 and 4 plug and 3 and 4 coil. And then this way we can see where the misfire winds up. And if it doesn't change, then we know we have an injector problem or an internal engine problem. But I think, just judging by how it feels, I mean, it could be, I'm pretty confident it's an ignition thing. I mean, it could be wrong, but we're going to find out. Oh, and I was looking at that bottle wrong. If you look from the side, you can actually see the level. So the level is actually right where that seam is. So, all right, let's get this switched over. That was coil 4. Somebody snotted the daylights out of it, putting it back in place. Oh, well. Let me get these swapped over and let's finish this up and see where we're going. So now with everything swapped over, where do you think we'll wind up? I think it's a coil, but let's find out. So start it up. Now remember, coils 1 and 4 are plugs 1 and 4 are swapped, coils 4 and 3 are swapped. And actually right now it doesn't feel like it's got a misfire at all. All right. Well, things like this happen every once in a while. Sometimes I gotta let it get heated back up in order to figure out what's going on. All right, let me take it for a road test. I gotta close the hood. Let me take it for a road test and see if I can't make it start misfiring again. But this is pretty interesting, actually. And I'm going to have to go with coils and plugs. I mean, let me show you. So if you look, the etch-a-sketchish looking lines, that's what happened when I was driving. So you have spikes and dips, and like that's what's going on right now, like how well the cylinders are contributing to the power of the vehicle. So as you see the dips, if you had a dead misfire, you wind up with the dips. And you could see 1 was kind of consistent. Cylinder 4, not so much anymore compared to before, remember? And then you got cylinder 2 a little bit, 5, yeah, gave quite a bit on 5. But right now, everything seems to be okay. So I'm thinking the coils can't keep up, maybe. So at this point, the only thing I can really do at this point is tell the customer this is what we got. Show them that somebody had siliconed the coils down in place, and the problem when you do that, when you silicone them down in place, they have to be able to breathe a little bit, because if you get moisture down inside where the tube is and the coil sits down there, you can wind up with a misfire because you have condensation down there. So when you silicone it shut, you lose any chance of it breathing. So the AC hasn't stopped working since the misfire went away. The AC's been blowing fine. So unfortunately, we're going to leave it like that. I think the knocking type sensation noise that he was getting was another issue just pertaining to the misfire. As far as exhaust leak goes, I can't even get it on a lift at the moment because the shop is that packed up. So he's going to have to bring it back for that. But for right now, because this guy's a contractor, he's able to drive his truck. It's not misfiring. So what did I change? What did I actually change with what I did? I mean, I broke the silicone seal on those 2 coils on 3 and 4. 4 was the one with the problem. and then I swapped spark plugs. So is it possible there was some condensation down in 4 because of the silicone? Yeah, sure, it's possible. And maybe it was just aggravating something. I don't know. You know, the connector came off super easy. Was it not fully seated? It's hard to say. So anyway, unfortunately, that's how I'm going to have to leave this video. I'm over in Mexico right now, so I'm going to head back to the shop. If anything changes, I'll show you when I get back to the shop. But I think I'm going to pretty much leave it at this. All right, guys. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you're good, please subscribe. All right, have a great day. Keep wrenching.